welcome to The Zest, the official podcast of Orange Coast Magazine. I'm Chelsea Ranieri, and today's guest is the Social and Influencer Partnerships Manager at Slowtide, where she works across community, influencer partnerships, and product launches for the premium textile brand. She's also the founder and co-owner of Same Studios in Costa Mesa, which hosts workshops, events, panels, and more, and was featured in Orange Coast's Best of issue in 2025. I am so excited to have my friend Kiana Hanaoka join me today. I have been looking forward to this conversation for so long. Just to give some background, you and I have been friends for a few years now. I started buying things from you during the pandemic, like vintage furniture and decor. And I joke now that you can pretty much go into like any room in our house and something is from Kiana. So very grateful for that. But I have been watching your career just grow and expand. And you have done so many incredible things like with Same Studios. And I wanted to just give listeners an idea of like what they can expect when they come to one of your events. Cause I just went to your embroidery event and like I have a social anxiety fear of going to events alone. And so many girls came to this embroidery event by themselves. And it was, and I mean this in like the best way. It's the closest thing to Girl Scouts that I've been able to experience as an adult. Like everyone, like it was just like a bunch of girls coming together. Everyone's just, it's so chill and calm. And like you got to connect with all these amazing, I was sitting next to a girl who was like in biology, another girl who is like working in tech, and just getting to meet all these amazing women. And every girl that came in, I thought that you knew them, but you genuinely just give everyone a warm hug. You get to know everyone's names and you make everyone feel you set the tone of the event, and it's very warm, fun, and inviting.
Thank you. I've told you this in the past, but I've been to events where no one says hi to you or even looks at you, and it's so unwelcoming. And like, I never want to create an environment like that. So I'm so happy to hear that. And I hope everyone who comes in feels like a friend, because I mean, people are taking the time out of their day to come to these events. Like that's a big deal. And that means so much to us. So it makes me so happy.
Yeah. And I can't wait for all the other events you'll have, but we'll get into that later.
Yes.
But to start at the beginning of your story. So you grew up in Fountain Valley as an child. So how do you think that shaped your creativity and your ability to work independently today?
Yeah. So growing up as an only child, I had to be very imaginative and independent my whole life. I actually was always playing house growing up or like restaurant growing up. And since I had no siblings to play with, I would be the customer and the server and the cook all at once, which is so only child vibes. And I also grew up with a lot of animals. So I would sit my guinea pig and my bunny and my two dogs all around a table and serve them and make them be my customers, which is crazy. But I've always been creative. And ever since I was younger, my mom and I would have like designated craft nights. So we'd get all of my creativity out. And I feel like that really carried into my adult life, because to this day, I still need some sort of creative outlet or multiple to not go insane.
Yeah, I love that so much. Also, like way cooler having actual animals than you just with like a million Beanie Babies.
No,
like,
literally, I would like sit my dogs down and dress them up and make them be my customers and like cut grass for them.
That's so cute. And honestly, like so imaginative. I like feel like that instills that when you get older. But well, as I mentioned, you had a business called Shop Abode where you sourced vintage furniture and clothing. So what inspired you to initially start curating and selling those pieces?
I've always loved vintage furniture and homeware. And every time I'd go to a flea market or go thrifting, I would bring literally every good piece I found home. And my husband always jokes that we had 8 dressers in our 2-bedroom apartment at one point. So I feel like that was my cue to start selling some of it. And you became my most loyal customer. and that's how our friendship started. But that's how Shop Abode came about. And it became a fun little way to make space for more finds. But over time, I was feeling pressure to find good things. And like, it was kind of making me sad when I wouldn't find something good. And it was like sucking the joy out of something that I really enjoyed. And I hated that feeling. So I stepped back for a little bit after COVID, or like actually like in the middle of COVID. And then I feel like I have that genuine excitement back for it again. And now I get to source pieces for my studio. So it's a win-win. And now I get to keep that vintage furniture, but without it taking up every square inch of our home.
And you find the best stuff. Like what do you like look for when you're looking for a vintage piece?
I don't know. I truly don't know. Like I look for old wood a lot, and I'm in this like really big chrome phase right now. So like anything silver, I'll grab it. But you have to be careful because like there's so many like replicas on like I don't know, that come from like Wayfair or TJ Maxx. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like thrift this like
Oh.
TJ Maxx silver plate and like label it as vintage. So you have to be careful with what you're looking for, I feel like.
Yeah. But I feel like you have such a good eye now. You can like spot those things really easily.
A tag on
Well,
it helps.
yeah. Well, now you're the social and influencer partnerships manager at Slowtide. So how did this role come about and what does your day to day look like?
Yeah, I was at an event and I ran into a friend that actually worked for the brand at the time. And we got to talking about work. And I was talking about how I wanted to be more involved in the social and influencer partnerships world. And long story short, she introduced me to the team and I've been there ever since. And every day is a little different. I manage all of our influencer partnerships, our social channels, and some days I'm brainstorming campaign ideas, and other days I'm scrolling through creators to find one that aligns with our world or multiple that align with our world. And some days I can be on set bringing a shoot to life or helping bring a shoot to life. So I feel like my role has a lot of storytelling in it, and I'm always trying to think of ways to make our towels feel more real and not so selly, if that's a word.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything, just creative, relationship building, and a lot of time on social media.
No, I totally know what you mean because when I look at Slowtide's Instagram, it's more of like a vibe and like a lifestyle feeling rather than just like towels.
Yeah, we
And
want to create
it's
like
me
a
every time.
world and a lifestyle, not so much like buy this product like that.
Yeah,
That's
right.
never going to work.
Yeah, the world and lifestyle you've created makes me want to buy the products. It's
Oh,
like
yay. I'm so glad. Yay.
well, your Instagram, iconic, keeps it simple,
Oh,
showcases everything from recipes and fashion to a look in your daily life. And you've also collaborated with some big brands like Kendall Jenner's 818, who I want to point out to you herself. Um, so what does your creative process look like when you're planning content for your own brand?
For my own brand, I mean, it's different planning content for a brand versus myself. Usually, when I'm doing it for a brand, it starts with the brand, and I love hearing their creative brief and understanding what they're trying to achieve. So, what story they're trying to tell and what feeling they're trying to evoke. And like I said, I work in storytelling, and I always want to make a product feel more than a product, but instead a moment or an emotion that people can connect to. And as for my own content, I feel like I really don't plan that out that much. Like that takes the back burner a lot, unfortunately. So like if I'm doing something in the moment, I normally don't post in the moment, but I like to like take my photos and then put my phone away. And then the next day or week, because I'm really bad at like posting in the moment, I'll go from there. But I don't really plan my own content like I used to. It just happens now.
But it probably feels more organic too. And I also love that you talk on your page about like being vulnerable about anxiety and different things like that. How did you kind of initially start Keeps It Simple? And did you have that in mind to like be open and honest like that initially?
Yeah. Well, it actually, Keeps It Simple started as a cooking page, which was crazy.
Oh,
It was it was called Keeks Clean Kitchen, which is like
wait, I love
insane.
that.
Yeah. But it started as a cooking page and I would share like all these recipes that I was making at the time. And then I don't know what made the switch. I just started to like, I wanted to start posting about outfits I was wearing or like things I was doing. And people were liking that. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I just started posting literally every thought that came to mind. And now I feel like I don't do that as much. And I really wish I did, but I think my like OCD took over and like I can't, I just can't post as much as I used to, but I used to post literally everything, every thought I was feeling and every like anxiety I was feeling. And it was really resonating with a lot of people. And I was actually just looking back at my archives like a few nights ago for some reason and seeing all these messages from people responding to stories. I was like, wow, I used to be like super vulnerable on here. And
You were.
I still love to do that. I've mentioned to you that I like randomly get OCD with text on a screen. I don't know why. Like I can't picture where to place the text on my screen. So I just don't put it at all. And so now I don't feel like I'm as vulnerable, but I'd love to be if I can get over that little hump of OCD right there. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people resonated with it. And it was really cool because I felt like I had like my own little community of friends that I've never met before and just know through a screen. And it was really cool.
Yeah, no, literally, I remember like to like be vulnerable or I don't know, embarrass myself right now, but I remember like reading all of those things that you would post and I was like, oh my God, we'd be friends.
Yeah. Like
Manifested
literally
it into being.
and now like
Also-
if you meet me in real life, like it's funny because some people are like, you seem so different online, like mysterious. I'm like, oh God, I'm the furthest thing from mysterious. Like I will overshare, as you know, to literally anyone who like looks in my direction. So like it's just like it couldn't be more opposite. I think I just get like a little shy maybe right off the bat in person because I'm always thinking like, what if this person doesn't want to talk to me? I don't want to force myself to talk to them. And but if you start talking to me, I will overshare literally everything.
Yes. And that's how I am too. And I feel like that's why we connected so well.
Yeah.
But, okay. So you opened Same Studios in 2024. So tell us how this idea came together and what you envisioned when you initially launched it.
It's actually kind of, I mean, somewhat different from what it is now, but as someone who does create content for brands, I was always looking for spaces to shoot partnerships in or brand deals or even just like my own content. And I love my home. I'm so grateful for it. But most times it just wasn't cutting it. Like I didn't have these cute little corners that I thought that I could shoot these things in. So I wanted to find a place that I could do that. And there are so many creative studios in places like this in LA, but honestly, I didn't want to drive to downtown LA every time I wanted to take a photo or shoot a campaign. And I was like, why don't I just open one here? Like there's so many creatives in Orange County that would really benefit from this too. So like all of us would benefit from a studio in Costa Mesa. And then I started looking for places here and calling literally every number on every random building I would pass. And then I called my best friend Aisha and was like, do you want to do this together? And we ended up launching it and co-owning it for a year and treating it kind of like our own private little studio. And it was so much fun. Now we don't own it together because she has her own business and she's absolutely killing it. It's called Friend. If you haven't heard of it, and if you have a pet, you should check it out. But that is how Same Studios came to be.
Yeah. And we're actually having Aisha on in a couple weeks. So that's really exciting.
Yay.
Well, you co-own it now with Jenny Nias. So how did you guys connect and what's it been like running a creative space with a partner and how do you guys like come up with new ideas?
Yeah. So after Aisha stepped back to start her own business, I was debating if I should do this alone. And honestly, that was really daunting. Like I wasn't sure if I could. And then Jenny came and wanted to be a part of it. And she reached out to me. And I'm so grateful that she did because she's really held me accountable to bring a lot of these ideas to life. I can be a very type B person. And like, if someone's not literally forcing me to do something, I'm like, nah. It'll happen eventually. So she's held me accountable. And I feel like in general, I just need someone to bounce my thoughts off of and like say all my thoughts out loud. And she's been that person for me, like my sounding board. And it's been really great to have her. And I feel like we have different strengths. So I lean on her for things that I can't do and vice versa. And it's been really great. But yeah, she's actually my friend Kyla. She lives in New York. It's her mom. Her mom is Jenny. And so we have this group chat where we're constantly bouncing ideas off of each other. And it's been really fun because we always want to put on an event that we genuinely want to go to and one that feels intentional and not just do something to do it.
Right. And I was talking with her a bit about at the embroidery event. She was just like rattling off all these great ideas. And I was like, I want you to do every single one of those.
No, this is how our calls go. We're just constantly saying so many ideas and we're like, we have to write this down. We're going to forget all of it. But literally, we want to do ones that we genuinely like, and we'll poll all our friends and like, I'll text you and be like, would you go to an event like this? And I love hearing from everyone and running it by so many people. So all of these events, they're going to come to life because she's going to hold me accountable.
And I mentioned in the intro, you were featured in our Orange Coast's Best of issue for 2025 for your sales that you have at Same Studios. And I'm wearing a top that I got at one of them. I like can't express enough. I don't want to blow it up too much, but it is just too good to gatekeep. My friend got a top that for $40 that retails for $350, and the tags are on most of these things. And so like you'll go in and you'll find something that you've been eyeing online, and you're like, this is still brand new. Like what the heck? And it's $20. So it's the best sale. The line like wraps around the door, so get there very early. But what other types of events and stuff like that are you guys planning on doing?
We are planning right now. We have so many that we're planning. Like I had to make a doc yesterday and I never do that. And I had to make a doc of like every upcoming thing, but we want to do floral workshops and ceramic workshops and like a holiday market. And like beading classes. Like there's just like so many different things. And I definitely want to this year or next year, maybe when the holidays die down a little bit, but do more things focused around hormone health and gut health and like just women's health, because it's so hard to find that information. Like as a girl, I can't find anything. Like it's just so hard. And going to a doctor isn't always the most helpful thing ever. So I want to create a space that we can have these open conversations and people can learn about their body because for some reason it's so hard to find out information about our own bodies. And do more things like that. That's like beneficial for women of all ages, whether it's about hormone health or gut health or aging or whatever it is. I am hoping to really lean into that next year.
Yeah, I am so excited for those events. And like for the crafting events, I feel like it's everything that you save on Pinterest. You're like, I wish I could learn how to make this. You do those events where you actually get to learn how to make like these super, super cute aesthetic things that you probably never would be able to like fully figure out. Like you guys have all the supplies, like it's so great. And then for the women's event, like I've only been to one where I actually learned so much. And I would be looking at my mom and I was like, is this like, do you know this? And she's like, yeah, I didn't know it until it happened to me. And I was like, dang it, that's crazy that this isn't just open to everyone to know. So I'm really excited for those events too.
I know, same. And there's so many creative people in Orange County and like our surrounding areas that want to come in and like teach these classes or have a business of those like cute little crafts you see online. And they already do that as their full-time business. And I'm like, this is perfect. Come in and teach a class. Like it's so great.
Yeah, I absolutely love them and I cannot wait. I'm going to be every single one. But so how do you see SAME evolving over the next years or years?
I think we're really leaning into community for the next chapter of SAME. The studio started as a space for creators to shoot in, but I really felt like from the beginning, it was meant to be more than that. And once we started, I mean, after our first workshop, it clicked and I was like, this is what we're meant to be doing. Because as a creative, I feel so grateful to go to all of these types of events where I am learning about skincare and I am going to panels where they talk about hormones or motherhood or whatever it may be, although I'm not a mother yet, but there's just so many events like that, maybe in LA or like ones that are more exclusive that influencers go to or whatever it may be. And I really just wanted it to be more accessible for people in Orange County to be able to go to these things, and something that's open to the public, not just like you have to know someone or be someone to go to these. So I wanted to make it more accessible. And there's been so many times where I'd be in a panel and hearing so much information about my skin or my hair or whatever, and being like, dang, my mom or my friend would have really loved this talk. Like, I wish they heard this. So now I want to bring that here and I'm really excited to do that.
Me too. You're doing the Lord's work. Well, you recently started a Substack and you're such an amazing writer. So what kind of content are you, of course, are you hoping to share on there and how does it connect with your lifestyle and values?
Well, like I said, I have not been as good at sharing on Instagram. So just because I'm like, I just feel like I'm spewing way too much information on Instagram and like no one really wants to hear it. So Substack is like my place to put all of my thoughts onto paper essentially. And anyone who wants to read it can, and I can put little guides on there and like share things that really aren't that important, but like places where I think you should be getting a matcha or like restaurants I'd recommend or gift guides or like a guide to Ojai, which is why I started the whole Substack because I went to Ojai one time and I was like, I'm obsessed. I need to write about it and I need everyone to know about it. So I started a Substack and I want to share more things like that where when people ask me like, hey, where should I go when I visit here? I can just send them a link and it's so easy.
And I have shared that Ojai link multiple times. It has come in handy so many times. Well, is there anything that you want to keep listeners aware of for the coming year in 2026?
Well, you can follow my personal Instagram where I share a lot of creative and life and photos, which is Keeks It Simple. And then definitely keep an eye out on our studio because we have a lot of fun upcoming community events in the future, which is Same Studios _.
Yes. Well, we are coming to the end of our time, but before I let you go, I have 3 final questions for you that we call the thoughtful 3. So first, and I love this, your Instagram bio says be nice. So why that message and how does it reflect who you are personally and professionally?
Honestly, I don't even remember when I put that, but I just feel like there is a lot of nice in the world, but there's also a lot of not so nice. And I was just talking to someone earlier this week about how we've gotten so used to people not being that kind or human to each other. And then someone will do the tiniest thing, like literally say hi to me or like hold a door open. And I'm like, oh my God, that was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. And I'm like, it's literally someone having human decency. And it's so rare now, which is crazy. So maybe sometimes people just need that little reminder to just literally be nice.
Yeah. And I also think that you're like literally one of the kindest, nicest people. So you live by that.
Thank you. That's so nice.
And then what part of being a content creator would surprise people?
It's probably not much of a surprise, but not everything you see online is real or as glamorous as it seems. Like I could post an old photo tomorrow morning of a Pilates class at 7 a.m. while I'm still in bed scrolling, and someone would think that I did an early Pilates class, but really I'm just in bed still. And I just need to remind myself this too, that Instagram isn't real, because I compare myself a lot of times and I'm like, dang, someone already got a workout in and I'm literally still in my pajamas at 10 a.m. And that could not be real. So that is my reminder to myself and to everyone else.
Yeah. And I need that reminder too. That's like really helpful.
Yeah.
And then lastly, what moments in your career have had the most significant impact on who you are today?
Honestly, probably it's pretty recent, but after the first workshop in the studio, I'm someone who doubts myself a lot and overthinks. So seeing something and putting something on and like hearing all this good feedback and how it made people feel and how much the community wanted something like this, it made me trust myself a little bit more and reminded me that something we create does make an impact. So that was a really good reminder to like trust myself. And yeah.
I love that. That makes me so happy. And if you ever need reassurance, I will tell you.
Oh my God, you are my biggest hype woman. So thank you. I wish everyone saw me through your eyes, truly.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I have been looking forward to this. Like we've had this scheduled for a while now, and I've just been so excited to do this.
So excited. Thank you for having me.